All right, guys, on the road to Austin, Texas, and I just had a realization in the shower. The reason why, maybe you, but a lot of fucking guys are making fun of Will Smith. The reason why everybody's piling on Will Smith. Everybody, right? Look online. Everybody now. I did not. But if you look online, everybody's. Why is everybody doing that? Think about it. Think about it. Is it that rare that a guy lives in fucking hell? Is it that rare? Is he the only guy that you know? Dude, the whole reason why this channel exists, this shit I'm spitting is fucking real shit. This is very serious stuff. A woman can ruin your fucking life. And she probably will if you don't know what you're doing. You have to know what's going on. You gotta be a smart guy. This stuff is serious. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter. You think so many guys on this channel. So if I was rich, man, if I was good looking, then it would be easy. It's not, dude. It's the same. You're just dealing with different things. But at the end of the day, most guys live in absolute hell in their own homes. And if you're young, you don't really understand that, just think about it. Look around at these guys. They're going to put on these fake faces. And okay, don't get me wrong. I understand why, okay? If your life is hell, okay, let's say your life is fucking hell, right? I talked about this in one of my episodes about Japanese guys. But if your life is hell and your wife pretends like it's not when you're with your friends or family or business people, that makes it a lot better because at least only inside the house is hell. But at least the other part, you get respect, right? That is what most guys live in. That's like a pretty good scenario for most guys, is that at home, it just sucks. It totally sucks. Every day, it's a new problem, but there's no respect. Nothing that a man craves, nothing that a man needs. Everything is the opposite of what a guy really wants in his life, right? So that's tough. That is fucking tough. Your kids don't respect you. You know, the wife, you just know, it's just like everything is wrong. Everything we talk about on this channel. But at least outside, you get some respect. But see, the guy like Will Smith, it went from outside to inside. That's the bad part. Is because he is, no matter what you guys say, that guy's a high value guy. It's fucking ridiculous. This guy is good looking. He still looks young, right? He's fucking rich. He's famous. He's going to have, it doesn't matter if he never gets, listen, a lot of guys will say, oh, he does not get any new movies. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's so rich. He doesn't have to work, you guys. In fact, losing his career could be the best thing that ever happened to him. Because he doesn't need all that money. You don't need all that. There's only a certain amount of money you need. The guy's got everything he needs forever. Because the way TV shows work, as they play, as old movies play, you get a chunk, right? And then not only that, but he's already got chunks everywhere, right? Tons of real estate and tons of money. So the best thing that could happen sometimes is you lose your career. Because it's like the time is ticking on everything. Like you think you love your job, but as soon as you got enough money and that you can go into a new phase of your life and you don't have to worry about money anymore, you'll realize that you don't really love your job. It's just that you're the kind of guy who does things seriously, and when it was working, it was working. But now you're done. Now you don't need it anymore. And your brain's going to be like, oh, I don't need money anymore. What am I going to do with my life, right? And what do you do, right? You get to these phases, right? But here's the thing, guys, is that what Will Smith is here's the other thing. This is like people, okay, nobody wants to think about death, right? Because death sucks, right? And nobody wants to think about how easily your life can be ruined. And so we want to think that Will is this terrible guy and we're the smart guy because we watch this channel or another channel or because we read this book or because we handled this one girl one way. Listen, you are always at risk. That's why I make this channel, is that you can be on this channel, you can kick an ass, everything's fucking great, you're doing everything right, your life is you've done all the things you want to do, whether it was losing weight, traveling, saving money, whatever it is that you really wanted. You finally broke out of the matrix. Now you're doing what you want. You think it's kind of permanent. It's not. There's always something that can take you into absolute hell. Okay? So what Will Smith, the decision, I think that the very simple thing he did wrong it's really simple. I really believe this. I think that what his problem was is that the dude was hot. Okay? So every woman was throwing themselves at him. Every woman. Like on Hollywood, fucking small towns, wherever he went. Okay, he goes to Japan, he goes to Paris. There's women outside his room. They're looking into his balcony. He has always got chicks. And so he got used to women falling in love with him and being like, kind of like what most guys very rarely experience, is where the woman is just willing to do whatever it takes. You want to have a kid? Fucking have a kid today. You know what I mean? You want me to stop smoking? Smokes down. You want me to turn, not call my old boyfriend? Fucking deleted, blocked, block. The woman just fucking goes in line, okay? Because she's totally in love with you, right? And that's because of a lot of things with women. People say infatuation, fuck that. I'm going to call it love, because it's as close to love as women get, okay? It's real, okay? Women will change for you, and they would change for him. But here's the mistake he made, and I made the same mistake too. I know what I'm talking about in this one. Is I could have like literally so many girls that it's like I just can't sleep. They're just calling me all the time. And then what happens in your mind, and this will happen to you too, if you ever get, like, say you invest in a coin and you become say you make $100 million or whatever, this could happen in today's world, right? Especially if you're smart. Okay, you could just suddenly be high value. Okay, just boom, out of nowhere. You're not ready for it mentally. You're not ready emotionally. You think of yourself as a low value, all of a sudden you're high value. What do? Here's what happens. Girls will start throwing themselves at you, right? And you'll think, oh, okay, like, wow, like this is totally new, right? Girls are throwing themselves at me. And then you think, well, wait a second. Like before, you would be like, I want one girl who's sweet and this and that and this and that. All of a sudden, you just have like, it's like all the time. You're kind of like meeting girls that are kind of like that. And they're kind of into you. They're kind of like knocking on your door. You kind of don't have time for them, but they're not butthurt. They just kind of like, oh, sorry, you're busy, I just wanted to drop by this by, and you're, like blah blah blah, and they're just like, and you're like, whoa, okay. It just kind of keeps. It's like the tide is coming in, right? The tide's coming in, you can't stop it, right? You just look at the ground and it's moved up a little bit. It's moved. The girls are just coming towards you, right? And they're sweet, and you're like, no, what do I do? So then what do you do? Like, do you just grab one of them, and then just what do you just like turn all the other ones down and just kind of like just pick one randomly? It's like, it's really difficult. And what do you do, right? So what a guy like Will Smith does, and what I did, and what most people do, is you're going to fuck a lot of girls, right? Because you're going to say, wait a second, you're going to kind of be with one, and you'll kind of be with her, like, let's say for like a weekend or something, and then you'll be getting these messages, and girls will be sending you nudes or whatever, and you're just like, and they're fucking so sweet. You just met the girl, and she's like being super sweet. She's like, come on over, let's do this, whatever. And you're kind of like, oh, you're trying to be a simp, right? Basically, because that's the way you're trained, right? So you're trying to be a simp with one, but there's too many other ones, right? So you're like, shit, I can't really do this because the other one wants to come over like tonight, right? So what you do is you end up playing the field. You end up fucking a lot of girls, right? And, okay, now, here's where the problem comes. The problem comes is where you suddenly get used to girls being like this. So girls are always kind of like that way towards you, okay? And you kind of forget your old self. You're like, okay, girls are like, all these girls are throwing themselves at you. Like, and so you're like, okay, this is what happens. Now, when a girl comes along, here's the danger. When a girl comes along, you can see this in high-value guys all the time. So whether you're high value, you become high value in the future, or you're looking at high-value guys. You just want to understand life, right? That's the thing. Understand fucking life and be ready. Because you don't think you could be high value? Fuck you. Anybody on this channel, you could suddenly become high value. I don't care what your age is. I don't care your physical, whatever. Things change in life, especially today. With crypto and everything, swear to God, you get smart friends, you save your money, you fucking don't know. You could suddenly, trust me, anybody, you could move to a new, anything could happen, okay? So you got to be ready for your social changes, right? You think it's all downhill. It's not. That's the problem. It's mentally, okay? So now, what do? So what happens is you're going to, okay, so just imagine it. So all these girls are coming towards you, and everybody is doing whatever you want, basically, because that's the nature of females. When a female really is crazy about you, she will fucking change, okay? If you've never seen this, it's because you just have never been high value enough with the girls you're around, okay? It doesn't mean that you are anything. You're high or low. You're not. You're in a situation where you are low value, you are high value, okay? Everything can change. That's another underlying message here. It's very important for you to know. Nothing is real in that sense. Your value is not high or low. It's not real. Okay. So to get that out of your mind, it can change depending on situations. Okay. So these girls are coming at you. You're used to it. And your brain, okay, now one girl is different. And so every girl's just doing whatever you want. They watch you like a hawk, girls do, right? So you're like looking at, say you go into a museum and like there's all these pictures of girls or whatever, and then you tend to always look at the girls with the long hair, right? She'll notice that, like he's standing longer at those ones. And then she starts growing her hair out. Like, you know what I mean? Or it's the opposite. You like the short, they're just going to, tomorrow, bob cut, right? And you're like, and you'll think it's like a coincidence. Because you'll be like, that's funny. I like bob cuts. And then she cut her hair like a bob cut. It's like she was watching you. She's a PhD. A girl is in love with you. A girl sees you as a high value guy and she wants you. It's like, she can't even help it. She is like involuntary, like what is that? The metamorphosis of the moth into what becomes a butterfly? I can't think of it. But it's like, it just totally changes, right? That's how women are when they are crazy about you. When you're the man they want to change for, it's just like, they just metamorphosis right in front of you. Okay, so they're all doing that, but one doesn't. And then what you're going to do, and this is, I'm telling you now, you're going to try to change the one that doesn't do that. It's just natural, swear to God. Because all these girls are throwing themselves at you. And so what you're going to do, here's what I guarantee, this is what Will Smith did, is he told Jada, he said, look, all these women, look outside the window. See all those girls? He's like, look at my inbox. Look at this. Look at my phone. Look, everywhere girls are in love with me. And Jada is smart. Well, it's not just smart. It's not, actually, you know what? No, it's nothing to do with being smart. Jada he was not the guy that made her involuntary metamorphosis. So, because he was not that guy, and again, it's involuntary for girls. It's either you are or you aren't. Okay, period. And he wasn't. So, what happened? Because he wasn't the guy, okay, she had control of herself. A woman who's totally in love with a guy does not have control of herself. And that is not a bad thing, because that is in some senses, if you don't, let's say you don't want to get married, the most dangerous girl is a girl who's really nice and loves you. Like, if you want to stay single, right? Because that girl's going to she's like a butterfly. She just fucking becomes a butterfly in front of you, whatever it is that you want. And you're like, you can't, it's a good problem to have. But it's like, if you do want to stay single for whatever reason, that can be tough, because you're like, God, this girl's so sweet. She like cares about me. She's just the right age. She's fucking beautiful. She's like, she's not fake. She's like really in love with me. But when a girl is not that, okay, this is most couples. Go to the mall, go to the restaurants tonight, look at the faces of the couples, and you will know which girl is like this. And the reason why you're going to go to the mall tonight, you're going to look at couples, and you're going to think, no, I don't know. I don't have the eye that Ronin has. No, listen, here's all you have to know, is that almost all couples aren't like this. Okay, so you got to know that first. Don't think, is the subtle differences? No, it's going to be obvious. There are women who are totally in love with guys, okay? And they'll do anything for the guy. And you can see it. They will there's a different feeling. There's a different aura. And again, it is something that women hate and they love, okay? They kind of hate it because, as you can guess, they don't have any control of themselves. But they love it because that's kind of the way a female is designed to be. Maybe you're comfortable in the womb when you're an infant before you're born, but then suddenly you start getting born and you're like, fuck, this is like, where am I going? What is going on? I want to stay in here. It's comfortable, safe, right? But it's like you're just kind of coming out into the world, right? That's the kind of thing for women, is once they are in that metamorphosis, they can't help it. This is the guy. They're going to do whatever it takes. And you will see this. You'll see this. I had girls that I knew, now looking back, they were insanely in love with me. And I would just say something like, I don't like girls that smoke. And this girl would smoke 1 cigarette a day, secretly. I just said that, never again. Smoke's gone. Gone. No more smoking. And it wasn't even secret. See, a girl that doesn't love you, she's going to smoke when you're not there. But a girl who is absolutely metamorphosis over you, smokes, like whatever. I smoked before, but I don't care. You know what I mean? I ate that before. Who cares? You know, my parents, fuck them. You know, my boyfriend doesn't like them. You know, he wants to move to fucking wherever. Okay, let's go. You know, and that's going to be, so it's a love-hate thing women have with, this is why so many women are happy today. You know, the women that are like left-wing, that are super woke, super not into being a mother, not into being a wife. The reason why they're happy, okay, this is, a lot of guys don't understand this. Don't try to change these women. The reason why they're like that is because there's kind of two camps for them. One of them is to have control of their emotions, their whole life, control of their life, make decisions for themselves. And the other one is to throw themselves kind of at the risk of a man, and to bond with him and to grow with him and to be, you know, to become whatever it is that he wants, and to be essentially of service to his life, and to revel in the fact that in all the good things that you think of in human bonding, right? Whereas like you both help each other, you got your weak points, she's got her weak points, and together, you know what I mean? She's the girl that when the robber comes and he's gonna jack you, she comes behind with a fucking loaf of bread. You know, she's got some big hard loaf of German bread and fucking whacks the guy on the head, right? That's the thing, right? That's what she's doing, right? So do not, okay? Do not think, if you're a high value guy, or if you're looking at high value guys, that every woman is going to be the same with them. And it's those ones that aren't that take down the high value guys. It's because they think, you know, guys think they can change them. They're like, they kind of like it, the fact that the girl's not. See, here's what happens when you're a high value guy, is you look at all the women throwing themselves at you. And it's, in a sense, okay, and you have to get over this, it's kind of pathetic, because like they will literally do whatever you want. It's like, whatever they were doing until now, it's like, whatever. I was Christian, I was Muslim. They are now, in women, in every wise person knows this, especially old ladies, is that a woman in love, it's just like, whatever. She is down. And so, as a guy, it looks kind of weak in a way, because they'll just do whatever you want. It's kind of like, whoa, like, you want anal? Like, fucking done. You know, you want this? You want that? It's like, whatever. And so the girl who says no, the girl who's kind of a little bit tough, and the girl who makes you prove yourself to her, that's kind of attractive in a way, because you see her as more balanced emotionally and in control. But you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. Okay? This is a really dangerous trap. You're fucking wrong. The problem is she is not in love with you. And it will only get worse. You're going to become Will Smith if you stay with her. You have to be able to accept, as a man, is that you're not good at everything. And not everybody's going to like you. Not every woman is going to, you know what I mean? So you have to say, okay, you can like it, okay, like emotionally, like now that you heard this, you can be like, okay, I like the fact that not everybody's doing what you know what I mean? Like you kind of, there's something in that where we want to be like right size as a man. We don't want to let our ego get too big, right? And so the woman who says no, the woman who's cautious, the woman who makes us prove ourselves to her, right? There's something attractive about that. Especially if you have a lot of other girls acting the other way. Okay, so imagine, it's not that you only have one. It's just like you got all these ones just willing to do whatever, and then the one isn't. She stands out. Okay, she stands out of your mind. You'd be like, oh, that one's more in control. It's not that she's more in control. It's not that it's only that she doesn't love you. That's the problem. So that's my message right there. It's complex. Just look around. What you want to start doing is, when you start listening to channels like this, you're first thinking like, what am I going to do with my life? What should I do with this situation? But as you improve yourself, you will get to the point where you just want to understand life. Okay? You want to see a couple and understand what's going on. You meet a new person, a new situation. You have so much knowledge now and wisdom, and you've thought things through, and you know like trends of things and the way things turn and ideas, and you'll start to understand life, because that's where I think we all want to be as men in the end. We just want to know what's going on. Like why are people doing this? What will happen if this happens? How can I help my friend? My brother's doing this. So it's not just about you, because you're like, oh, I'm MGTOW or whatever. Yeah, but your friends aren't. Yeah, your dad isn't. You know what I mean? Like other people around you, your relatives, your people, in your workforce. So you want to start to see more. So whether you ever want a girlfriend ever again, doesn't even matter. You just want to know what the fuck's going on. How do women work? And then you'll think back in your life and you'll think, now I understand my past better, because that girl was in love with me. You always have that. If you think back far enough, there'll be some girl, she was just willing to do whatever. And I remember when I was younger and a girl would throw themselves at me, like they would just be up for whatever I wanted the first night, anal, whatever. I thought and this was a big mistake. Most guys think this. I thought she was a slut basically, because I was like, man, she was giving it up whatever I wanted. And I now know, I know these women later, she was not. It's just that she was in love with me. And so a lot of guys, the ones that love them is the ones they think are tramps, and so they diss the ones that love them. This is fucking stupid. You are undermining, you're just destroying your judgment is so fucked that you're throwing away diamonds and you're picking up mud and pigs. You're totally like, you need to understand, right? A woman in love with you is going to do all kinds of things. She'll seem like she's out of control. She might seem childish. She might seem like she hasn't thought it through. I mean, fuck, she always was this way before. You have to understand the powerful force of femininity. It's transformed for you. It becomes what you want. Doesn't mean you have to do anything with it. Just understand what's going on around you. Because one of the worst tragedies is when a woman is really crazy about you and you're like, that's what guys do. Guys literally, you've probably done it. You told your friends, she did, then everybody started talking about her in school. And then she's crushed. Because it's like, God dang it. Any girls listening, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a tragedy, actually, what guys misunderstand, Because even if you don't do anything with her, it's just understand that she's like super in love with you and she's sweet to you. And she thinks there's nothing wrong with that. You should treat her good. That's why when girls give up to me and do stuff, I don't think, she's this kind of girl, because I'm like waiting. I don't assume that. It's a big mistake. Big mistake. Because like I said, that's the nature of femininity when they love you. But the reason why you're going to go to the mall, you can see all these people that are unhappy is because most couples the woman doesn't love the guy. Okay, so you have to look for that rare situation where the woman does love the guy. It's not going to be perfect. We're not talking Disney. There's nobody writing a script. But women do love men, okay? And there are people out there where the woman is basically forever in love with this guy. I know a woman who's I'm not going to say who it is. There's too many details because you guys might figure it out. But she's in her late 70s and she's totally in love with. She's always been in love with this guy, her husband, and she's always submissive. She's always like that, and it happens. It can happen for your whole life. It's not temporary. A woman can fall in love with a guy and go with him and make her decision. That's it. That's what she's doing. It's not perfect. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's Disney, but it's like she's in love with him as much as females, you know what I mean? And that's what we want. You can't fly. There's no rockets in your back. You can't go back in time. There's certain things you can't do. You can't metamorphose into a bird. Things you can't do, but with what you can do, life can be very good. You got to realize like life is, reality's here. We're stuck in certain paradigms, but those paradigms can be pretty fucking good, right? Especially if you don't let yourself go into hell. And if you take a woman who doesn't love you and you date her and marry her, you will be in hell. And that's probably why you were in hell with women before. So learn the lesson. Don't think all women. You got to realize you haven't had a woman, or maybe you did and you dissed her, but the right woman who was in love with you, right? Not saying you should do anything with her, but I'm saying like the guys who go with these women, that the woman's looking at him, she's like, I don't love you. That's why I don't stop smoking. That's why I don't cut my hair. That's why I don't change. Is because I don't fucking love you. And I will never fucking love you. And the guy's like, wait a second, why did you marry me? Why do we have kids? And she's disrespecting his kids. It's because she never loved him. And you don't understand. Women have a biological law. They got to get married. So they're going to settle with you. They're going to settle with some guy. And that is extremely dangerous for you. It's just, as a man, do not let yourself do that. Do not let yourself get settled with. Women complain about settling. I'll tell you, being settled with is way worse than settling. It's way worse. Because your soul is just crushed. Whereas a woman, she can settle with a guy and she can still have a love life outside. Even if it's not physical, just mentally or whatever. She still has her spirit intact. She knows what she's doing. She's in control. But a guy who's settled with, it's just a soul-crushing fucking death. And that's it. That's what you don't want. You don't want to become Will Smith. And you could. You probably are. That's why everybody's making fun of him. Is because everybody sees themselves in that. And so many guys live in hell. And so it's so easy. Will Smith, Will Smith. Point the finger. When you point it, you got 3 fingers pointing at you, 1 pointing him, right? So your thumb's out the other way, right? So that's kind of why everybody's like, so Will Smith, Will Smith. Don't do that. Don't jump on that bandwagon. I think the only problem with him, the only problem he made, the biggest mistake, was he chose to stay with a woman who didn't love him. And when you make that one decision, like he could easily end up killing himself. Like that's how bad it is. Or even like worse. Like it's just hell. Like don't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's serious, guys. For you young guys, let me lay this down. It's no joke. Serious. Your life, your happiness, even your physical life, everything, right? It will crush you. You'll have heart attacks at 40, 50. You just destroy your soul. Don't do it. And you're not doing the chicks any favor by letting them settle with you either. Because the chick is like, her soul is fucked too. So that's why being single is actually a pretty kind thing for most women. Because if they're not in love with you, don't marry them. Even if they really want to get married, their family wants them to get married, they want to have kids with you, it's not the same. It's not the same as love. If you're going to be with a chick, okay, then it better be the real fucking shit. Even if it's temporary. Just don't settle with this shit. Life is good single, man. Life is good single. And getting laid in other countries and having fun and fucking hanging out with your friends is fucking good, man. Guys are good single. Guys like to fix their car, fucking live the way they want, wear what they want. It's fucking good. Life is good. Don't go to hell. All right, guys. Later. Thanks.